There are things that, no matter how much you trust someone, are better kept to yourself. Not because you should distrust the world, but because the energy that protects your path is born from silence. We live in an era where everything is shared. Opinions, achievements, ideas, dreams. But not everything needs to be exposed. Some things are strengthened in the invisible. Before continuing with the video, if anything you hear touches your soul, I invite you to stay close. This space is for those who feel deeply, for those who value the invisible. Follow me, and let us continue walking together with love, calm, and truth. Today I want to tell you what those things are that you should keep secret, if you want your life to truly begin to transform. Because there is a spiritual law that says, what is cooked in silence is served with power. Don't tell anyone what you are about to do. Your projects, your goals, your important decisions, they don't need approval. They need energy, focus, and commitment. When you talk too much about what you're going to do, your mind already feels like you've done it. And that drains your strength. Your brain, by visualizing it, by telling it, by repeating it aloud, already believes you've made progress. It chemically rewards you, as if you had taken a real step. But you haven't. You only talked about it. And so, without realizing it, your urgency diminishes. That inner fire that pushed you to move is extinguished a little. You relax. You get distracted. And the impulse dissolves like smoke through your fingers. Furthermore, when you share your plans, others can project their fears, doubts, or envy onto them. It's not always malicious intent. Many times it's unconscious. You share a dream with them, and they, from their own wounds, reply, "What if it doesn't work out? That's too risky. I know someone who tried it and failed." And so, unintentionally, their fear begins to contaminate your clarity. A seed of insecurity begins to germinate within you. You wonder if you're exaggerating. If perhaps you're dreaming too big. If you shouldn't wait a little longer. But that doubt didn't come from you. That's why protect your vision. Not everything that is born within you is ready for the world from day one. Like a seed, your idea needs time underground. Silence. Darkness. Warmth. Intimacy. It needs you to water it, not for others to evaluate it. Because not everyone will understand your vision, and they don't have to. It's yours. It was sown in you, not in them. Show it when it's ready to see the light. When it has roots. When not even someone else's doubt can uproot it. Remember this, silence is also part of the creative process. Silence isn't hiding. It's protecting. It's honoring the sacred moment when something is forming within you. Your purpose, your plans, your dreams, they don't need approval. They need commitment. And that, only you can give. Don't tell everyone everything you do for others. If you help, if you give, if you support, do it from the heart, not from the ego. We live in an era where everything is published. Where what isn't shown seems not to exist. And there you run the risk of confusing generosity with seeking the spotlight. Giving out of love is not the same as giving for attention. Extending a hand because your soul asks for it is not the same as doing so while expecting likes, applause, or eternal gratitude. When you help expecting recognition, the energy gets contaminated. What was a pure act becomes a transaction. I give to you, but I need them to see it. I help you, but I expect you to tell people. And if that recognition doesn't come, frustration, resentment, the feeling that the other didn't value what you did arises. But perhaps they did value it, they just didn't shout it to the world. Or perhaps they couldn't see it, because it wasn't your mission for them to see it, but simply for them to receive. And if you need to tell everything, you're probably seeking validation. And it's okay to acknowledge that. Not to judge yourself, but to return to your center. Ask yourself honestly, who am I really doing this for? For them, or for how I want them to see me? Not every act of love needs to escape into the world. There is immense strength in the invisible. In what only you know. In what you do without anyone asking you, without anyone celebrating it, without anyone publishing it. The true power of giving is in doing it in silence, without needing witnesses or applause. Because when you give from that place, from that purity, the reward is not outside. It's inside. In the peace you feel afterward. In that satisfaction that needs no words. In the glow that remains in your soul when you know you did the right thing, even if no one else found out. Whoever truly gives, doesn't need the world to know. Their soul knows, and that is enough. Because deep down, giving without expecting anything in return, is one of the most spiritual acts that exists. It's a message to the universe that you trust. That you are connected. That you don't need adornments or a display case, just the coherence of being who you say you are, even when no one is watching. Don't tell everyone your problems. Talking can be medicine. A necessary release. Sometimes expressing what you feel is the only way not to drown inside. But there's a subtle line between expressing and wallowing in the wound. Between releasing and reliving what you should already be letting go of. When you become addicted to telling your wounds, you give them power. Every time you repeat them, you affirm them. You give them more weight. You allow them to occupy space in your present. As if they were protagonists of your story, and you just a narrator of what happened to you. But you are not what broke you. You are not your traumas. You are not the sadness that once invaded you. You give them space to grow, to define you. And without realizing it, you start talking more about pain than about your dreams. More about what you suffered than about what you are creating. And when that happens, your energy gets trapped in what was. In what should already be closing its cycle. Your story is not your pain. Your story is what you do with it. That's what truly defines you. How you use your shadow to stand stronger in the light. How you take the broken pieces and build something new. Something of your own. Something that inspires. Something that liberates. Don't become the protagonist of a drama you should have already closed. Don't get attached to your wound. Don't use it as an introduction. Because if you identify too much with pain, you will fear letting it go, as if letting it go meant losing yourself too. But it's not like that. Letting go of pain is not forgetting yourself. It's truly remembering yourself. If you need help, seek it. Healing is not always achieved in silence. Sometimes you need guidance, containment, a loving gaze. But the point is not to tell everyone your storm. It's to find the right place where you can transform it. Not to have an audience, but to have a way out. But don't use your problems as an identity. Because you didn't come into the world to be a victim of your past. You came to awaken. To choose differently. To stop talking so much about pain, and start talking more about your power. About your resilience. About your infinite capacity to be reborn. Heal them. And let the world know your light, not just your shadows. Because what the world needs is not another story of suffering, but an example of how one can rise from the bottom. Of how someone like you chose not to stay there. Don't explain your decisions to those who are not on your path. Sometimes, when you decide to change course, gazes fix on you. Questions begin to pour, and why did you do that? Why did you leave that? Why didn't you continue as you were? And the truth is that not everyone will understand why you chose to let go. Why you decided to leave behind what was comfortable, familiar, expected. Why you preferred silence over noise. Or risk over the safe zone. And that's okay. You didn't come to be understood by everyone. You came to honor yourself. You came to listen to that voice that speaks softly to you when the world shouts. You came to walk with your soul in peace, even if that means disappointing others' expectations. Many times, people don't criticize what you do. They criticize what they don't dare to do. Your decision makes them uncomfortable, not because you are wrong, but because you dared to do what they haven't yet. There will be those who question you. Those who try to stop you. those who mock or even distance themselves. But it's not personal. Your change is a mirror, and not everyone is ready to look into it. Transformation is uncomfortable. Growth hurts. And many times, moving forward requires letting go of more than you imagined, not just habits or places, but also people, opinions, validations. But you don't need to justify what you chose with your heart. You are not obligated to explain yourself, to give reasons, to convince anyone. Because your life is not an assembly. It is an act of constant self-love. The path is yours. And as long as you know why you are walking it, everything else is superfluous. You will discover that when you choose yourself firmly, not everyone applauds. But you will also discover that, deep down, you don't need applause. You need peace. The peace you feel when, closing your eyes, you know you are where you need to be. That you are doing what your soul asks of you. Even if no one understands. Even if it hurts. Even if you seem like the crazy one in the story. Don't explain your flight to those who are not willing to open their wings. And if you ever doubt, return to yourself. Breathe. And remember that you didn't come to please anyone. You came to be true. Don't tell your dreams to those who don't know how to dream. Not all ears are ready to hear a vision that doesn't yet exist. Not all hearts have the courage to hold the invisible, what is not yet tangible, but already felt. There are people who have given up on their dreams so long ago that they don't even remember what it feels like to desire something with their soul. Routine, fear, and wounds weigh them down. They convinced themselves that dreaming was naive, dangerous, useless. And that's why, when you talk to them about what you dream, about what makes you vibrate, about what makes you wake up every morning with fire in your chest, they look at you with skepticism, with judgment, with mockery. But listen closely, that has nothing to do with you. It's not that your dream is foolish. It's not that you're asking for too much. It's not that you're not capable. It's that they stopped believing in magic. It's that, in their world, everything has to be logical, predictable, safe. And dreams don't fit into molds. They have to do with their history, with their falls, with the times they tried and couldn't, with the times they felt alone, rejected, frustrated, with the times no one supported them, and they chose to give up everything. They listen from that place. They give opinions from that place. And that, though it hurts, is not your responsibility to carry. Your only job is to protect your dream as you would protect a seed. In silence. With patience. With love. Do not expose your seed to the cold of others' criticism. Do not put it in hands that don't know how to care, that don't believe, that don't value. Do not water it with borrowed doubts. Water your dream with faith. With action. With intention. Nurture that vision as if it were already real. Speak to it. Imagine. Believe. Feel what it would feel like to achieve it. Move as if the universe were already conspiring in your favor, because it is. You don't need to convince anyone. You don't need validation. Because the day will come when that seed blossoms. And when that happens, when they see what you achieved, when they see you living what once only existed in your heart, you won't have to say anything. Your life will speak for you. Your smile. Your peace. Your freedom. They will be the reflection of your courage. And then, many of those who doubted, will want to ask you how you did it. And perhaps, unknowingly, you will give them permission to dream again. But until that moment comes, cherish your dream. Like a fragile flame in the wind. Not everyone is ready to see what you see. And that's okay. You are ready. And that's enough. Remember this, the most valuable things in your life don't need to be shouted. They just need to be lived. There is a sacred strength in discretion. A magic that only appears when you stop explaining yourself and start building in silence. Not everything needs external validation. Some of the greatest things you will achieve, will be born in the most intimate, most personal, most real moments. Speak less. Do more. And let your life become proof that silence is also a form of power. If this reflection resonated with you, you can save this video to listen to it again when you need it. And if you know someone who is in a process of change, share it with love. See you in the next message.